Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Weeknights. I'm JD Nero, aka He Who Pods, aka Rearview Mirror.
And I'm Dash, aka Dash and D, aka the real king of R&B, aka Cool Grandma, but not really. And this is Weeknights, where we give you the latest, the greatest, the shameless, mostly from the famous in the entertainment industry. I never get that right, but I got it right today.
It's funny.
And
Yeah.
now we can get started. Let's get right to it.
All right, what we got for y'all today? Let me see. All right, let's talk about this Eddie Murphy doc.
Being Eddie.
Netflix dropped a doc called Being Eddie. It's an Eddie Murphy documentary.
hmm
I saw it.
I saw it too. I feel like you have strong thoughts about this. The way you said, I saw it, was like, with such conviction,
I saw it.
such intention. Oh my gosh, you didn't like it.
It was cool. I just feel like I'm an Eddie Murphy fan, and I feel like I didn't learn much. I'm gonna be honest, I learned one thing.
What did you learn?
That Eddie Murphy's dad and mom separated when he was a kid. I didn't know that.
Okay.
Every time he was doing skits about his dad, I thought it was his biological father. I didn't know he had a stepfather. That's it. That's
I didn't know
all I
that.
learned.
That's all you
That was
learned.
the only thing I learned watching this.
Oh,
I
so you
felt
felt like
like this was. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so you felt like all of the other information you already knew.
Yeah, I felt like this was a fluff piece. I felt like this was we just gonna talk some shit and tell you why Eddie Murphy's fly. And that's mostly
Mhm.
what it was, in my opinion. It was like,
Yeah.
I was the first black person to do this. And then you saw other people saying, man, I was a kid and I was watching him and he was the first black person to do it. And it made me want to do it. And it's nice, right? I'm gonna be honest. It feels good
He's getting
to
his
see a
flowers.
legend create other legends, right? It's really fly to see like Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, these
hmm
other black legends who are like, this is the person who made me want to do this thing. This person inspired me. That was cool, but I didn't
Yeah.
learn shit. I
Okay.
didn't learn a thing besides the fact that Eddie Murphy's parents split when he was a kid. I didn't. I did. That's the only thing I learned. Everything else was just like, I'm gonna talk shit, and we're gonna find other people to agree with the shit I'm saying. That's it. It was like JD always had the fly blue shirts, and then they show Dash. Yeah, every time we got on weeknights, he had on a fly blue shirt. Then they show somebody else who you ain't know even existed, and they're like, yeah, man, it was really cool to see JD wearing blue shirts. And we found somebody else who was like, man, when he was a teenager, he was wearing blue shirts. Y'all ain't know?
I'm gonna
After seeing,
I'm gonna say something
go
you
ahead,
might not want to hear.
go ahead.
Everyone can't be Charlie Sheen.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I was about to say, after seeing the Charlie Sheen doc, which was amazing, I was like, man, what a letdown.
I think it's really I think unfortunately I understand the comparison, but I don't know that I think it's the same. I don't know that it's a fair comparison. And the reason I say that is because Charlie Sheen has been so polarizing, and Charlie Sheen is his candor is a part of what makes him who he is, and he will probably for our lifetime continue to be one of the few people who will bear it all and say it all about themselves. And I think it's probably way more nuanced than what I'm saying. I don't want to get into a deep dive to compare the two. I don't think that's necessary. But what I will say is, yes, I too appreciated very much that it was so honest, it was so candid. We learned so much, and there was so much that we knew about that was given context. But I think we're not gonna see that again for a long time. And I think that we'll continue to see more fluff pieces than we will anything else, between people having documentaries made about them after they're gone, and the people who are here who want to preserve their image or maintain their secrets. I think the Charlie Sheen doc was an anomaly, to be honest, and I don't think that we'll continue to get docs like that. So I don't know if it's a fair comparison, because I think that there are far more documentaries about a single person or a single group of people that, unless they're not a part of it, they're fluff. They're friendly and cuddly and cute, and everybody has nice things to say. Maybe they had one dark period in their life that they may highlight, but outside of that, I don't think we're gonna get that. I don't think you're wrong for wanting that. Just so
I
we're
just feel
clear.
like I just feel like give me something. Give me a piece of a struggle, of a dark time, of a woman who broke your heart.
Yeah.
Something, nigga. Damn,
Yeah.
anything. This was just Eddie Murphy's great. He's always been great, and you should know
Mm-hmm.
that he's been great.
Mm-hmm.
And he's probably greater than everyone you think is great. And he's probably not coming back to do stand up. Unless he could come with puppets.
Yeah, no, I totally understand, and I felt that too. I did. I think what I liked about it is kind of what you said. My favorite part about it was the other people who were there to talk about him. I mean, that's always the case, right? If you've got these good people who are gonna speak to moments and speak to different things that happen with the person that is at the center. But it opens basically the first person we see uh, after Eddie Murphy is Dave Chappelle. And Dave Chappelle is talking about him in such a way where he's like, he talks about me like I'm great, but I'm looking at him like, you've been
You the
great.
greatest. Right.
Right, like, you, no
It's
contest.
just
I don't
like
even.
it was like watching the highlights of Eddie Murphy. You know what I'm saying? Like you ever go on YouTube
I get it.
and just be like and just look up like Kobe highlights or Jordan
And they'll
highlights.
show you
That's
the
what this
best
felt like.
moments in a, like, a
It was
montage
just
of the
it was
best.
just a great like but even
Yeah.
even in one point Eddie Murphy said, you the last one left. Everybody else from the crew either died or they did some shit that got them exiled. Where's even that? Where's even like the good friend who betrayed you? We didn't even hear about none of that shit. It wasn't even like, yeah, I had this best friend and that
Mm-hmm.
nigga fucked my wife, and so we not friends anymore. No, no, none of that. Just
Mm-hmm.
greatness. Greatness for 2 hours.
He said he's gonna get his black excellence off, and that's it. I'm not mad at it, but I get it. Something, listen, we're always looking for a little spice. Maybe that's our problem.
But
Maybe
no,
that's our
what I'm looking for is
depth
reality. What I'm looking for is authenticity, right,
and
and
depth.
depth. And
Yeah,
listen,
I know.
maybe the goal was not for people like me. Maybe this
I
was
don't think it
not for
was.
people who maybe this is not for real Eddie Murphy fans. Maybe this was for people who don't know shit about Eddie Murphy. Maybe this was for people who are just scrolling through Netflix. Maybe this is for people who are Dave Chappelle, Pete Davidson, and Kevin Hart fans who didn't know this was their idol. Maybe
Mm,
that's what it was for. And if
mhm.
that's the case, then mission accomplished. But
Yeah, I think this was more to revere him than to really tell us. It told a story, but it wasn't. I don't know how to say it. It it wasn't. It wasn't meant to make waves. It wasn't meant to. I think it was exactly what you're saying. I think it was meant to be fluffy and be nice and highlight excellence, and that's that. Which there's nothing wrong with that. Again, I guess if we're talking about depth, then sure. Like if there's not enough depth there, then there just isn't, and that's it is what it is. But I don't think as a concept, as a style of documentary, I don't think it's a bad thing. Especially because a lot of times when we watch documentaries, we see grit. We see the worst thing possible that could have happened in a situation or to a person. So I think
right,
we're instinctively expecting some of that too, right? Show me some of your trauma. Show me that obstacle. But in reality, we don't actually have to have that every time we watch a documentary. Now, depth, I think everything should have depth. I shouldn't say everything. Most things should have depth. If we're listening to Ice Spice, you know, doesn't need to. But for a documentary, I usually want some depth. So anyway, and congrats to her
yeah,
on SpongeBob.
like the biggest struggle we learned or heard about was, oh yeah, after I did about 80 great movies,
80.
Hollywood and even SNL, Hollywood and even SNL said I'm falling off. And so I had to take a little break and regenerate. Word.
Yeah,
That's the darkness. That's
yeah.
it. That's the craziest shit in your life. And then he came back with Nutty Professor or whatever the greatest shits and sliced bread was at that time. Like, dog,
Hmm.
get this shit off my screen.
Now, what I would like to say about Eddie Murphy, period, which I knew this, we knew this, whatever, but I'm glad that he's getting his flowers because Eddie Murphy is a very physical, I believe that's how they say it, physical actor slash comedian slash actor, I should say, it, which I've always loved about him. Like, not everybody could do the Nutty Professor and play multiple different roles and the makeup and everything, and just he is so good at that. He is incredible at that. And a point that they made was that he's great at that, but he's also just great at standing up in front of everybody as himself and being himself. And that's what has made his career so incredible. I mean, say what you will about maybe recent stuff, but just his history, his track record is great. So yeah, I appreciated that they highlighted that part of things because I think that holds true. I think he lived up to that for sure throughout his career. And that's one of my favorite things about Eddie Murphy. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can move on.
Hmm.
Now, speaking of old stuff,
Uh-huh.
almost 33 years ago, this little album dropped. A little
Hmm.
album called it was little. It was a little
It's
album.
so
Little
small.
album. It didn't
Smallest.
change anybody's life.
No.
It didn't like there's no people walking around with tattoos on them of this thing or
Nah.
you know anything like that. There's not TV shows about this thing or anything, but
It didn't shift the landscape of
uh,
the genre or anything like that. No.
yeah, it's not like people still do what this album did today. People it's like, just a little album. But this
Small.
little album, you might have heard of it. It's called Enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers. I don't know if you ever heard of this one.
Woo
Um
Tang, Woo Tang.
right. Um and so recently Billboard put out an article that stated that Cream, Method Man, and Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with have also all earned, including Protect Your Neck. Sorry, I almost forgot Protect Your Neck. And Protect Your Neck. All of these songs have individually gone platinum. Come on, man. Give it up for the motherfucking greatest. You know what I'm saying?
I love me some Wu Tang. I used to steal my sister's Wu Tang CDs. Okay, I would, when she was listening to something else, I would go and I would find it, and like take it with me, put it in my Discman or whatever it was at the time, and I was definitely stealing the CDs. I mean, I stole a lot of her CDs, but yeah, or steal is a strong word. I borrowed them. We shared a room for some time. It was it was difficult to steal something outright. So anyway, but yeah, the question
And
I want
sometimes
to know.
permanently borrowed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Why not? She's my sister. She has things that sometimes she'll show up with, and I'll be like, "Did I give that to you?" So the pendulum swings both ways. Or she'll be like,
Right,
"Oh yeah, I got this back in," and I'll be like, "No, you didn't. I bought that." So we're even.
right.
Anyway,
Like, nigga,
um,
that's my shit. That
right,
is my shit.
right. But yeah, so man, my only question here, and I think we kind of touched on this off pod, but we said we were going to talk about it here, is going platinum now. That's what's wild to me.
So so the album been platinum, but these
Okay, but
individual tracks
okay,
have
all right,
also gone platinum.
okay, that makes sense. Because I was like, what? How? I mean,
Um,
I was I was a youngster, but these songs were hitting back then.
yeah, I mean, I can pull up the numbers, but
I said CDs, but it could have even been a cassette tape because I used to take her cassette tapes too.
yeah.
Hmm.
Uh, just off a quick search, it
Hmm.
says Enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers is certified 4 times platinum.
Okay, I dig that.
So,
Yeah. So, like you said, it's the individual
yeah.
songs, not the actual album. That's dope, though.
Hmm.
I'm happy for them. Another, another instance of people getting their flowers all these years later. You know.
Absolutely. Yeah, and of
Um,
course, with streaming, things are playing people are playing individual tracks more than the
right.
albums today. And so
Yeah.
I think it makes sense that that's happening. I think we'll see that with more older songs as they begin to be played more and more
Yeah.
individually as opposed to the album.
Yeah. It was a similar situation with who is it? Nas had a similar thing happen where like some songs off his album. It was one of the OG rappers. I don't think we covered it
Mm.
here on the pod. I think we kind of talked about it off pod. I can't remember who it was. Where recently, like in the past year, their stuff started going platinum. Like their singles. Can't remember who it was, but anyway, I
Yeah, it
think
makes
this is great.
sense.
Yeah, good for them.
Yeah, I
I'm
ain't got none. I got
happy for them.
no criticism here. Only
No,
excitement. Keep playing the
yeah.
Wu-Tang classics, y'all.
Oh, exactly. Exactly. Play that shit.
Yeah. And speaking of playing shit, let's go to our last topic. I got audio for y'all.
Oh, audio. We love when you give us audio.
This is from the Mizza.
So you remember a while back I said that labels wanted to just stop paying artists royalties altogether and be careful when you click that terms of service because you're basically signing a record deal? Well, Tidal just launched Tidal Upload, a new feature that lets independent artists upload their music straight to the platform with no distributor, no fees, and no middleman. Sounds like a win, right? Well, until you read that terms of service. Tidal openly says, no, your upload files do not earn royalties. You could do 1 million streams and make zero from the plays. So why do?
I just gotta pause it. That right there alone is nuts.
And they got the nerve to put that in ink. And then have it come up on your screen before you hit upload. Which, this is why it's really important.
Earn
If it's something important to you, read the terms and conditions, please. But we'll get to it. Please carry on.
Yo, can you imagine your shit is banging? Like everybody's playing that shit everywhere.
Yep.
No royalties at all.
None.
I'm gonna press play.
Mm-hmm.
royalties. You could do 1 million streams and make zero from the plays. So why do it? Well, here's the pros. If the editors like your track, put it on a curated playlist, then you might get $100 a day while it's on that playlist. And
$100 a day, really?
Because it was on a
While
playlist.
it's on that playlist.
Man, if you don't get out of here with that, y'all better create a website and have your music stream right from your personal website. Something. Some people will
I'm
make
gonna
more
press
money
play
off
again, but good
donations.
lord. Donations.
Yeah. Like put it on your website and be like, oh,
to bait
I
you
took
into
this.
doing this,
Right.
then you might get $100 a day while it's on that playlist. And to bait you into doing this, in early 2026, Tidal is giving out 10 and only 10 $100,000 awards to indie artists through their Upload Headliner contest. Free uploads, direct access, and a real shot at visibility. Now, that part's solid, but the cons are definitely a con. No royalties whatsoever. This is not a revenue model. Don't get it twisted. This is a lottery, a contest. The contest only applies to U.S. residents only, and Tidal's copyright filters are very strict. Samples, remixes, AI tracks could get flagged and removed. And the editors, not fans, decide who gets payouts. So the bigger story, streaming platforms are shifting from paying artists consistently and giving out contest money to bait you into doing it. Story developing.
Let me tell you something
I
about
just would
content.
like to know, as the as the king of R&B,
Mm-hmm.
please.
Let me tell you something about contests. Okay, I don't enter contests. Like maybe every now and again for something really silly. If it doesn't take me very long to do, or if it's like click this and to be entered in. I have a problem with being told to enter or to do something, some sort of action to enter to win. If you want to give me something. Like fill out this survey and you'll get a $5 coupon for something, or fill out this survey and you'll win $50 or whatever it is. I prefer that over telling me that I'm going to be entered to win. It is so infuriating to be told that you're just going to be entered to win and be one
No.
of 10 or one of 100 or whatever it is. So that's just a thing that I have that irritates me. So this would this would make me even more mad to know that you want me to be on your platform. You want my original work to be on your platform, my intellectual property to be on your platform. But you don't want to properly compensate me for revenue it will generate.
Nope.
Listen, I think that we do this every day in a lot of ways,
Okay.
especially with social media as not even just as we you don't you disagree?
No, not at all.
Oh. Um as content creators, or not even some people not even trying to be a content creator, just someone who's posting something online about a product they used or something like that, and people pay attention to it, and there it is, it takes off. I think we do this every day. But I think there's something different about, things you do for leisure, or things you do as just a, offhanded thing that we're all buying into. Like, we all buy into the social media model that it is what it is. But I sat there and I created music as the king of R&B. I sit there, I create original music, and now I need a place to house my music to get it out to people. And you're not going to pay me for that? There are people who have entire careers
Yeah.
for writing, producing music,
Yeah.
performing music. Like, what? No, no. I think people have to be really, really vigilant these days about paying attention to the terms and conditions. And yes, I think as a collective, there are certain things that we buy into because we don't really have a choice. You're either going to be inside of it or you're going to be outside of it. And some people do choose to be outside of it, but I think most of us buy in. But when it comes to your act, like, your music, to me just seems so much more like, not that it has more value, right? But it is valuable.
Yeah.
And why do that? Why? Because the game is the game, and it's going to be the game whether you put your music there or not. But I encourage people to put any of their creativity, any of their intellectual property in places where they can either have it be lucrative for them, or it's just independent of stuff like this. Where they get you, though, is people want their music out there. People are looking for ways to establish reach.
Yep.
So I hate this because you almost, some people probably feel a little backed into a corner, especially for something like Tidal that's such a big platform. I mean,
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know what the right thing to do here is. I just think that I guess you have to decide what side of the fence you want to be on as a
Yep.
musician, and be at peace with however that lands. And then maybe you make informed decisions about it. Like, maybe you put some of your music there, through there, and then some of it not. I don't know what the you are the music man. So really, you should be speaking to what should happen here, not me. I mean, I'm the king of R&B, but you're JD Nero. So,
Yeah. I think that the music industry doesn't give a flying fuck about artists. And they've told us this for a long time.
over and
And
over.
before they were telling us, there were people telling us, you know.
Mhm.
Ice Cube has a song from the early 90s telling us exactly how fucked up the music industry is. And there are plenty of others who have come after him and done similar things.
Mhm.
And so today they're going to pimp you out as much as possible for as little payment as possible, meaning they're going to make as much money as they can off of your product, your IP, your creation without paying you the lump sum. They're going to pay you as little as possible and now nothing, if possible. And so you have to decide as an artist what it is that you want to do. Do you want to just give your music away for free in hopes to be discovered? or are you going to find another way to do it? It's up to each individual artist. Now, I think as a business, this is fucked up. But this is not new. It's just a new way to be fucked up towards artists.
Yeah.
That's all it is. All it is a new way to reduce artists to nothing. It's not something it's not something unimaginable, because for the business, it's just another day of business. And
Yeah.
so if we could take your song and push it out to be this huge record, we will. Because we will benefit, we will get the lion's share of the monetization, of the cash, of the deals. And then you'd just be sitting at home watching a movie trailer and be like, hey, wait a minute, that's my song in the movie trailer. But you won't be getting $1. And now if you're okay with that, because that movie trailer got 20 million views and everyone
Right.
knows the song that's playing in it, and you can say, hey, that's my song right there, y'all. Y'all, look at how much traction my song has. Then that's okay if that's what you decide.
Right.
But if that's not what you
If all you
decide,
want is traction.
if all you want is traction, then cool. Best of luck to you. And that's your decision. Now, if you choose otherwise, then my advice is go direct to consumer. My advice is figure out a way to reach people independently. Now, there are people who will say, well, JD, your music videos are on YouTube. Are you getting paid from YouTube? Your music is on streaming platforms. Are you getting paid from all of those streaming platforms? The answer is some yes and some no. But again, we have to make our own individual decisions on what we're going to do. And so you do what's best for you. You do what's best for your career path. You do what's best for your goals. And that's my answer. But if you're going to lean on the music industry, you're only going to get a very specific thing back, because they only do very specific deals. And as you can see, that is also shifting currently.
Yeah. No, either well said. Well said.
So
Will you be using this platform?
fuck out of here. Hell no. No.
Okay. I had to ask the question.
No, I'm
I had
good.
to.
They could keep their $100,000. I don't want them. I don't want to be in that contest. And also, I don't. I'm gonna skip the $100 a day if I make the playlist. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with
Yeah.
you. As the king of R&B, I do stand with you in solidarity.
Yeah. And listen, if I get a phone call tomorrow where someone saw this and said, "You wildin', this is how I'm gonna use it to further my platform," well, then
Mhm.
I would applaud them and say, "Okay, sound like you got a plan. Do your thing, player." It's because
I
it's
always,
really an individual basis.
yeah. And I always feel like no matter where it is or no matter what you're doing, there will always be people who are able to parlay it to their advantage. I think that that's just a fact of life. So yes, there will be people who will benefit greatly from this, but there will be tons of people who won't. And
Right.
again, some of these things you kind of just have to do it in order to see what the outcome is going to be. Like, if you gunning for that $100,000, I mean, what's the worst that could happen, right? Like, the best thing that could happen is you get it. The worst thing that could happen is you don't get it, and it's something you didn't have to begin with. But yeah, they're laying it out pretty clearly what they're doing and what they're not doing. So I don't know. It's a gamble. It's a gamble, and more people will probably struggle with it than the amount of people that truly like really lucratively benefit from it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Weeknights. Thank you for being here. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.